Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. And thank you for coming to the weekly live for relationship communications. Welcome to this week's weekly live. I'm thrilled that you're here with me. For those of you that may be joining us for the first time, I'm Lisa DeToffol, and I'm the founder of Relationship Communications. It's my online community where I work with established and aspiring entrepreneurs. Today, I'm going to be your host for the Relationship Communications Weekly Live, which is my weekly live stream show that airs every Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope that you will add that to your calendar and make plans to join us every Friday. And my goal here is to share tactical and practical information to help you get where you want to go faster than you can go on your own. I've been an entrepreneur for 7 years. I've made many mistakes, and I'm here to tell you I can help you move through them more quickly by sharing what I've learned through my experiences. So again, if you're here live, let me know, say hello, let me know you're here, and let me know where you're coming in from. And we are streaming in various different places. Again, thank you for joining us today. And if you are watching us over on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button or ring that bell so that you can be notified every time that we do go live. So today's topic is how to make 2026 your best year ever. Before we dive into our topic, I would like to introduce myself a little bit. So back when I was a preschool teacher in 2017 and 25 years prior to that, I had dreamed of working from home. But I had been through 2 messy divorces and been a single mom twice, and it just didn't seem possible. I was the breadwinner for my household and was scared to take that chance and go out and do anything on my own. But then in 2016, things changed, and that is when I could see the possibility of my dream coming true. However, it was not an easy task. With my family support, I started a training program to learn how to be a virtual assistant in 2018, which also showed me how to start my own business. And by the end of that program, I had a couple of clients and have continued to grow my business. And now the Tiger Eye Solution team that was established in 2021 every single year. So my life looks a whole lot different now than it did back then, for sure. These are my children, my grandchildren, my family. So yeah, they all keep me on my toes and keep me busy, for sure. So today, let's talk about how to make every day a new year, okay? We are in the second month of 2026, and it's still, not too late to get started on those goals that you may have set back on January 1, right? We all, set goals at the beginning of a new year, but that's not the only time that you can set goals. So let's dive deep into this, okay? The first thing I want to say is takes the pressure off. Because, making every day a new year may or may not be what you think it is, okay? So I know I've known me for years, like January 1 is the day we all begin the perfect year, right? Of our whole entire life. And there's no reason for, screwing that up, anything, or anything like that. Other than, sometimes we think everything has to be perfect. Yes, I've set this goal and I've set that goal, but I got to get this in place first. And I got to do this first before I can start trying to meet that goal. It doesn't have to be that way, okay? So if, that's you think everything has to be perfect, you just need to cut that out right now, because that's not going to serve you well. You're not going to get past the first or second week without something happening, or your operating assumption is that it has to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect, okay? It's not going to be, because we're human beings, right? And we're not perfect. None of us. And so you really have to keep that in mind and know that the whole game here is about getting up and starting over, getting up and starting over, right? That's how this works. So you need to sit down and set intentions for the year. Yes, you can set some goals, but you also need to set some intentions for the year. And I want you to think big, really big. And I want you to think about what would need to be true in order for this to happen. So here's an example. Maybe in order for you to grow your community or your business the way you want to grow your community and business in 2026, there's some things that are true, some things that need to change, right? And this can happen because your goal is big and scary and it seems unreachable. Okay. And maybe you don't know how to get there right now. But what I do know is, if you continue to monitor your own email inbox, which currently has maybe over 400 or 4,000 for some of us, right? Could be one of them. And then 400 in another email, or 4,000 in another email address, right? Or another email inbox. So unless you stop doing that, we're not going to meet our goal, right? And so it's very important to set the big scary goal. Okay, go ahead and make the goal if you haven't already. Break it down by quarter. Quarter 1, quarter 2, and so forth. So January to March, then April, to June, or whatever, every 3 months, and start to break it down. And then break it down into months and days and hours even. Like literally break it down into, how much time today do I need to spend on this? And check these things off your list in order of importance that they are, need to get done in order for you to be able to reach your goal. So the other thing I want you to do is I want you to read your goal every single day. Because we all know how easy it is to say, I want to make $100,000 this year. And we don't get busy in January because we're putting the Christmas decorations away and, this happened or whatever, fill in the blank. And then it's cold outside. We're not going to go outside and exercise and take care of ourselves because it's cold. It's too cold. And then something else is going to happen. And it's just, life happens. Trust me, I know a lot of life has been happening in my world recently. So life happens to all of us. And if I shared with you the amount of life that has happened to me since just last year, so many things have happened, unlike some really happy or some really great, some unspeakable, some sad, but it happens, right? All kind of different things in life happens. But it hasn't stopped me. I still come to my office, every single day and have at least 3 things on my agenda that I want to get completed for that day. And I complete at least those 3 things. If I have more time to get more done than just those 3 things, wonderful. Yes, I will keep going. But my intention for each and every day is to come to my office and complete 3 tasks, whether it's task for a client or task for my business or whatever it may look like, whatever it is. Or attend a networking event, right? Whatever my tasks for that day looks like, I will complete 3 of them. And that's because, I'm clear on what I want. And it's not that I'm not ruthless about it. Like everybody get out of my way because I'm going to be deliberate and I'm going to do this, this, and this. I know what's important to me and what I want to accomplish. And I do my best every day to set an intention for the day and to work toward it. My intention every single day when I come to my office is to complete at least 3 things. More if possible, but at least those 3 things. Every day before I leave my office at the end of the day, I make a list for the next day of the 3 things that I want to complete the next day when I come to my office. And you can do that too. Another example, when my daughter still lived here at home, this is back when she was in high school, I might be sitting through a doctor's appointment with her, right? I could have spent all day taking care of my daughter and taking her to her appointment, but I never did that. I set time aside, say her appointment was at 10 a.m. I set time aside in the morning to take care of her and take her to her appointment, come back home and get her settled, and then I came back to my office. So it doesn't take all day to take care of what's happening in my life, in other words, right? This was last year when she was in high school. I did it, and then I moved on with my workday. It's not about doing something till it's done, or until everything's perfect. It's about moving forward, right? And so I want you to think about that. Really, every single day. What's your strategy going to be for 2026 in getting your tasks accomplished? Setting your intentions for each day, right? How can you move forward today? Set some goals for yourself that feel unreasonable. For example, let's say your email newsletter list is at 100 people, but you want to triple that, right? That would be a great goal. Tripling it in a year would be you need to get 300 more people on your list, right? By the end of 2026. If you have 100 people on there right now, by the end of 2026, you need to have 300 more people on your email list. So the question is, what needs to be true in order for that to happen? You need to ask a lot of people if you can add them to your newsletter list. Okay, how am I going to do that? Well, you could go through and connect everyone that you know on LinkedIn and ask them if it would be okay for you to add them to your email list. Let go of the judgment that you have in your head, that gibberish, as I like to call it, right? That they care about you, because we all have ideas about what other people are thinking about us. You just need to let it go and move on. Just make it unimportant to your goal. And then you'll reach your goal. The other example, maybe you want to make $100,000 by the end of 2026. Maybe that's your financial goal for this year. Okay, break it down. How much do you need to make in quarter one? Now, we're still in quarter one right now of 2026. So how much money do you need to make in quarter one to help you reach your goal by the end of December of 2026, right? There's 4 quarters in a year. So break it down. How much money do you need to make each quarter of 2026 to reach your goal of $100,000 for the whole year? That's not hard, guys. That's not hard to figure that out, right? So a New Year's strategy. What is your New Year's strategy? What is your intention for each and every day? Whether you have an office like I do and you go to your office each and every day, or, maybe you don't have an office and you work your business, in a different way. That's perfectly fine. But what is your intention for each day to help move your business forward? or help you reach that goal that you want to reach by the end of the year. Your overall goal could be to make that $100,000. But then you got to set smaller goals to help you get there. The smaller goals could be what I need to make in quarter 1, and quarter 2, and quarter 3, and quarter 4 in order to reach that $100,000 by the end of the year. Right? Hope this was some helpful information. I'd also like to invite you, if you're not a part of the Relationship Communications community over on Facebook, head on over to Facebook and type Relationship Communications in the search bar. The group should come up. It's a free group to join. The banner at the top has my photo on it. So you can join, introduce yourself. If you do go and join the group, we'd love to know who you are and what your business is, what it is that you do. So kind of introduce yourself and let us know who you are and what you do. Also, our networking mixer that we have once a month is going to be February 25th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So add that to your calendar and make plans to come join us at 2 p.m. Eastern on February 25th for our next networking event. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and I will see you again soon.